WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cash Matlock. Governor Phil Bryant is asking a newly created rural healthcare task force to consider ways to reduce the threat of more hospital closures and improve access to care. Courtney Ann Jackson has more from today's first meeting.
The task force chairman notes that there's no silver bullet answer, but they're hoping to find focused solutions.
Not here to talk about the issues that we all know exist. We all know what the problems in Mississippi's health are. We all know we're 50th in a lot of categories we don't want to be 50th in. We're not going to spend our time rehashing what we already know.
And one topic was taken off the table for this group.
It's my thought that this committee, this task force, should not focus on Medicaid expansion because it could eat up all of our time and we would still be sitting here with the same problems.
That is the single biggest thing we could do to help rural hospitals.
Still, many of the comments from members referenced reduced Medicaid reimbursements and the impact they have on small hospitals and providers. One idea was about right-sizing rural hospitals to better fit the current needs of the communities where they're located.
It's a comical example, but we're not going to do neurosurgery in a small community of 2,000 people, obviously. That's an extreme example, but you know, one of the primary services to me that we want to sustain is emergency services. If you're having chest pain on a Saturday night or your child breaks their leg at a football game on a Friday night, we want to know they don't have to drive 70, 50 miles to get to an ER to get the care that they need.
They also discussed determining where the true gaps in care exist.
Do we need an emergency room somewhere? Do we need access to care where we don't have one? Which I can almost guarantee you the answer is yes, somewhere.
Telehealth and emergency transports will also be discussed as the task force continues its work. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Removing debris and tearing down all that's left of homes. It's a story some Hamilton residents understand. A long-term recovery assistance committee is now working to help people who lost homes and property in the April EF2 tornado. People who need help will fill out an assistance form and list items they need. Committee members say the goal for the committee is to help the more than 200 storm victims. They plan to use donations and some state funding to fulfill the needs.
To hear the terrible stories of what they went through, it's very sad. We just want to try to help the people that have experienced this great loss. So the quicker they get in here and get their applications started, the quicker we'll be able to get something done.
Center Hill Baptist Church in Hamilton is accepting applications Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. or residents can fill out a form weekdays at the city halls in Aberdeen, Amory, and Smithville during normal business hours. The deadline to fill out a form is May 31st. It's time now to take a first look at our forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob, it was pretty hot out there today.
Yeah, Cash, really was warm. We are still mild this evening and the sun has set. Temperatures have cooled off into the 70s. We are also dry tonight. Things are keeping dry in our area. Off to our west now as we look in Kansas and Nebraska. A couple of tornadic supercells have put down some big tornadoes there. On my Facebook page, I've actually shared some live video from there, watching it now off to the side. Now tonight, not worried about anything around here. Mostly clear and mild, temperatures down into the 60s. The chances there for some showers and storms as we head into Saturday evening, especially on Sunday. Some of those could be strong. I'll tell you more about that in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Jacob. Well, a terrifying scene on Columbus's north side today. A building collapses on 3 people. Everyone made it out, but 2 of the men were taken to the hospital. Our Riley Livingston takes a look at what led up to the collapse and how first responders handled the situation.
A crew was working to demolish this house on 10th Avenue North. But workers didn't plan on still being inside when it hit the ground.
They were actually trying to move walls out, and I know yesterday the front walls was already out when I passed by there yesterday.
The storm that tore through this neighborhood on February 23rd damaged many homes, leaving some of them structurally unsound.
Because of the tornado and the other high winds that we've had in the area since February is to be careful. You know, there's debris that's lying around. There's maybe a broken beam or a beam that's been bent from the storm. To be very, very careful. Try to inspect the outside first and maybe look around the inside. And if you don't know then please call a contractor or maybe call the building inspection office.
Bystanders and first responders were quick to jump into action, lifting up the roof and freeing those trapped inside. And even though they were just trying to help, Captain Marco Rodriguez says they could have hindered the rescue.
We got to account for now them as well. Instead of just 3 people that we responded to, now we might be worried about 10 or 12, and we only had 7 guys on scene. So in the beginning it's a little chaotic, but once we organize it and see what the actual problem is, then we can resolve it pretty quickly.
When a building like this collapses, there can be dangers hidden in the debris. It takes intense training to learn how to safely handle the situation.
The dangers associated with that would be electrical lines, would be wood, metal shards, even gas lines, would be, and possible even sewage. We go over all the types of construction and how they respond in that type of environment, whether it be natural disaster or even fires, and how to stabilize them and how to safely retrieve people from that type of environment.
A spokesman for the city believes workers were unknowingly removing a supporting wall when the home fell. West Point police are looking for a man accused of breaking into community counseling. The burglar looks directly at the security camera on the outside of the building, which is on Highway 50. It does not appear that anything was taken. If you know this person, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A reward is being offered for any information leading to an arrest. A Lamar County man is found guilty of a child sex crime. Jurors returned the verdict against John Mark Sullivan yesterday. He was found guilty of sexual abuse of a child less than 12 years of age. The investigation started in early 2016 after Millport police received a report. The Department of Human Resources officials were also involved in the case. Sullivan will be sentenced in June.
Back into the upper 80s to near 90 for some of us on our Saturday. The chance is also there for a few scattered storms in the afternoon. Better chances for rain and storm come on Sunday. Some of those could be strong. I've got those details coming up after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Right now at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, Alabama, temperature is at 74, 2 points in the mid to upper 60s around the region with the calm wind. That is making things feel a little more summer-like if you head out the door this evening. Still at 77 in Aliceville, Columbus 75, 70 in Amory and in Starkville. It is 72 in Louisville, Macon at 73. As we head into tonight, then, temperatures falling into the low to middle 60s out there. 65 in Columbus, 62 in Starkville, West Point at 63. It'll be 61 in Eupora. Looking through the day on Saturday, then, things will warm up yet again in the afternoon. We're heading for the mid to upper 80s out there with a few scattered storms possible in the afternoon and evening. Look for south winds between 5 and 15 miles an hour. Here's those highs on the day Saturday. 88 in Columbus and in Macon, 87 in Louisville and Eupora, 86 in Winona. We'll get to 88 also in Vernon, Alabama. Now we start Saturday with a partly cloudy sky in our neck of the woods. As we head into the afternoon, notice a few pop-up showers and storms form out to our west. Those will slowly move off to the east and north and to our area. By the time the sun sets, though, by 7, 8 o'clock, those showers and storms will quickly fade off. We'll be dry on our Saturday night. Heading into Sunday morning, then, things start partly to perhaps even mostly cloudy out there. Notice a batch of rain and storms off to our west by late Sunday morning into the afternoon hours. That line of storms will push into our region. It'll slide on in here. I do think that some of those storms will be strong to severe, perhaps. Not a lot of them, but just enough where we have to monitor things. By Sunday night, then, that pushes off to our south and our east. Will dry things back out. Overall, rainfall totals look to be between 3/4 of an inch upwards to 1 1/4 inch. We get some heavier storms in there, maybe a little higher. Other spots will be a little less. It'll depend how that line of storm shakes out. Maybe a few tenths of an inch added on Monday, but overall, I think that day looking dry. Now, once we get through those chances for a few pop-up storms as well on Monday, high pressure is going to settle on in. That will become the big story for us as we head into the middle and later parts of this upcoming week. It will set off the heat and the humidity. Our only relief over the next 7 days is with those widespread showers and storms coming on Sunday. Otherwise, we're taking those temperatures a good 10 degrees above average into the low 90s as we head to the later part of this upcoming week. And as we continue that pattern, I really think the southeast ridge will hold on as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. That trend means that we'll look at a very warm Memorial Day weekend and perhaps keep the chance for a few pop-up showers and storms. But overall, a pattern like this does not support widespread rain and storms. A good thing thing for this Outdoor Plans Memorial Day weekend. Scattered storms possible Saturday afternoon. Rain and storms expected Sunday, perhaps a few remnants into Monday afternoon. Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll watch for a pop-up or two, but the pressure cooker is on. Temperatures upper 80s and low 90s as we head into next weekend.
For one area teen, time on the water is more than a fishing trip. It's helping him heal. We catch up with him when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. John Corbel has been through a lot in his 16 years. Last year, we brought you the story of John's heart transplant. Not long after that surgery, he found out that a heart medication caused his body to develop lymphoma. Recently, John took a break from medical troubles to fulfill a lifelong dream of going deep-sea fishing with his family. He says it's a trip he'll never forget.
It was just really cool to catch a dream to be doing this for me and all other kids that have problems. Just let them have a happy day and forget about being sick.
Literally the first time in 16 years we got a good news without a but, you know, this is good but this is good but this. And within the last 2 weeks, got a great checkup on the heart from the transplant. It's doing great. Now not dealing with cancer anymore, so we're ready to have a good summer.
Catch a Dream has been operating for 19 years and is close to granting its 700th trip. A Guntown 8th grader is honored by his classmates and teachers during an end-of-the-year party. Although he's at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the school wanted to help his family. Allie Martin has more from Jonah's Day.
Every year, Guntown Middle School holds a field day to celebrate the end of another school year. Last May, Jonah Horton was with his friends at the big event. But for now, the GMS 8th grader is living with his family at the Ronald McDonald House in Memphis. Earlier this year, Jonah was diagnosed with leukemia and is being treated at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. This year's field day was dubbed Jonah's Day. We talked with Jonah and his mother Dana through FaceTime. They're thankful and overwhelmed at all of the support.
We are just in awe. We can't believe all the support that they've reached out, and the PTO as well.
I think it was very nice of them. It means a lot.
Although St. Jude takes care of all major expenses like medical, lodging, and food, there are other unexpected costs for families like Jonah's, and that's one of the reasons Jonah's Day was organized.
St. Jude's an awesome place. It obviously helps many children all around the world. We're doing this to help them out. Any funds that we raise here are going to go to them and help them out.
Funds from concessions, a basketball tournament, and other activities will be sent to Jonah's family. When he returns to school, he will be a freshman, and the bright student is looking forward to one thing:
picking the trumpet back up.
Classmates stay in touch with Jonah through text and social media, but they look forward to the day he is back with them.
We all miss you, more than you would actually think. We really do miss you, man.
Jonah has about 4 to 6 more weeks at St. Jude. Then he will take some time to recover at home before returning to school. In Guntown, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
A GoFundMe account has also been set up to help Jonah's family. For more information, you can visit our website at wcbi.com.
Ole Miss shuts out the lights for Chattanooga in Game 1 of the NCAA softball tournament. We'll recap that as well as high school baseball coming up next in sports.
here's WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel.
Well, the lights are out here at Oxford Softball Complex, but I'll tell you what, about 2 hours ago, the scoreboard was lighting up very bright for Ole Miss. To begin the NCAA softball tournament, the Rebels wanted to get off to a good start. They wanted to prove they belong, and they sure did, taking on Chattanooga for the first game. 1-0 Rebels already. Kaylee Horton with a bags-clearing triple. This is the first inning. Thanks to that bags-clearing triple, it would be 4-0 Rebels. And just when you thought that was it, for the offensive side of the ball for Ole Miss, they just continue to churn out run after run. Jessica Puck would be next. She'd deliver a 2 RBI single. Horton and Kalisha Lofton score. 8-0 Ole Miss in the second inning. And when you just thought, that might have been it, they just continued to do some more. It'd be Abby Latham shortly after that. She would connect on an RBI single. We approached run rule territory in the second inning. It was 12-0 Rebels through 3. They were able to lock down the final 2 innings. Ole Miss advances to the winner's bracket. 12-0 win over Chattanooga. They'll face off against Louisiana at noon tomorrow. Head coach Mike Smith saying this was the game they needed to begin the tournament.
I think that was kind of a statement game for us, and these girls proved that we deserve to be an 11 seed. We deserve to go out there and swing the bats and pitch, and we're going to make those teams pay for those mistakes, and that's exactly what they did tonight, and I'm proud of them.
I think we just need to come out and play like we did today. Come out, score first, score early, score often, everything like that, and play solid D, because I think, honestly, all around today, we just played an incredible game, and I think if we come out and do that, we'll have success.
Mississippi State winning game 1 of the NCAA tournament in Seattle. The Bulldogs getting a 5-3 win over Seattle University. So the Bulldogs will advance to the winner's bracket game at 5 p.m. tomorrow. They'll await the winner of Washington. Washington was up at last check, so we'll wait and see what happens. It's Pac-12 after dark after all. So Bulldogs, they'll be awaiting their winner at 5 p.m. for tomorrow. To the 4A Baseball State Championship. New Hope 1 win away from a 4A crown. Ryan Burt on the hill for the Trojans to close it out. Strikeout in the second. He'd have a no-hitter through 4 innings. The game would remain scoreless until the Trojans got on the board first. Offense comes for New Hope. Ryan McLaughlin with a base hit to center gets the runner to third, so New Hope in action here. And then the very next batter, Stallone Shelton delivers at the dish. Landon Sanderson would score. 1-0 New Hope. This game has not ended yet. At last check, it was 4-0 New Hope in the bottom of the 6th. So we'll still wait and see. Things looking good for the Trojans. 3 more outs away from winning the 4A championship. We'll have the highlights and recap from the team, if the game does end that way, coming up on our website, WCBI.com. Some more with champions for today. Smithville getting the state championship win. Let's see how they got it done. A lot of it was thanks to the defense. Early on, it was out in center field. Todd Cowley, get to know the name, the man with an incredible catch to get out of the inning in the first. And in the bottom of the third, Cowley showing off more unlimited range. Another web jam to rob a base hit. Doubles up the runner at second, so he'd be scoreless through 6 until Jared Johnson, a mash to left. Who else but the Mississippi State commit to deliver the game's only run as Smithville wins the 1A title 1-0. Here's reaction from the champs after the game.
Of the 3 teams we brought down here, it's probably less talent we've had. But they got so much heart, so much fight, and that'll take you a long way. I'd rather coach kids that fight than talent any day.
I got tired there at the end. I mean, it's hot out here, but man, it just happens sometimes, and you can't just rely on one person. Sometimes, like game 3 and 3rd round, or 4th round, north half, we pitched just about everybody on the team. So I mean, it's a team effort. So I'm glad we had someone come in and finish it for us.
It was a nail biter. I just wanted to be big for my team, and just I mean, we had 2 outs, but I was just wanting to put a good swing on it because, I mean, you start a rally in 2 outs, and whenever it went over, I just got electric.
Calhoun City also forces a game 3. Go over to our website, WCBI.com, for those highlights. Heritage Academy wins the AAA state championship 3-0 over Wayne Academy. So state champions all over North Mississippi and our area. We'll have much more coming up tomorrow on WCBI Sports, but for now, reporting here in Oxford, Tom Ebel for WCBI Sports. WCBI News continues after the
few scattered afternoon storms on Saturday. Rain and storms on Sunday, too. We'll keep you updated on WCBI.com and on your mobile app. Hot next week, too.
Are you telling me there's going to be more rain?
More rain, but more heat.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.